The internet blinked, and suddenly, another record was broken. Because when it comes to global influence, brand power, and pure star aura, one name keeps rising above the noise again and again. Felix. Yes, that Felix. The deep-voiced sunshine of Stray Kids. And this time, the numbers are speaking louder than any fan chant. Felix has officially extended his record as the fourth-generation male idol with the most ambassadorships in K-pop history, now holding an incredible 11 ambassador roles across 12 brands and organizations. Let that sink in for a moment. 11. For a fourth-generation idol. In an industry where brand deals are considered one of the clearest signs of real global influence, this milestone is not just impressive, it is historic. But the real story is not just about numbers. It is about how one idol, who was once doubted, once underestimated, and once even eliminated during a survival show journey, turned into one of the most powerful brand magnets in modern K-pop. And if you think this happened overnight, think again. Because the road to 11 ambassadorships is a story full of viral moments, fan chaos, luxury fashion drama, and a level of global influence that even industry insiders did not see coming. So how exactly did Felix become the brand king of fourth-generation idols? And why do companies across fashion, beauty, tech, food, and even international organizations keep choosing him as their ambassador? Let's talk about it. To understand why this record matters so much, we have to go back a few years. Back to a time when the name Felix was already beloved by fans, but had not yet fully exploded in the brand world. Back then, most people simply knew Felix as the sunshine member of Stray Kids, the guy with the legendary deep voice, the guy who could go from soft puppy energy to full stage demon in 2 seconds. And of course, the guy whose freckles and visuals made fans lose their minds every time a new photo dropped. But brand executives were watching too, because Felix had something companies love: global reach. Stray Kids was rapidly becoming one of the biggest groups of their generation, building massive fandoms across Asia, Europe, and the Americas. Every comeback was bigger, every tour louder, every social media post trending somewhere on the planet. And slowly but surely, luxury brands started to notice. Then came the moment that changed everything. In 2023, Felix was officially named a house ambassador for Louis Vuitton. For many fans, this felt like the beginning of a new era, because Louis Vuitton is not just any fashion house. It is one of the most powerful luxury brands in the world. When a K-pop idol becomes an ambassador for a house like that, it sends a clear message to the entire fashion industry. This person is not just popular, they are influential. And Felix proved it immediately. Every runway appearance turned into a viral moment. Every airport photo became a fashion headline. Every outfit he wore sold out somewhere. Fans started joking that Felix had unlocked a secret ability: the power to make anything trend. Soon after, more doors began opening, not just in fashion, but everywhere. In 2024, Felix was appointed a Goodwill Ambassador for UNICEF in Korea, using his platform to advocate for children's rights and global humanitarian efforts. For fans, this moment hit differently, because it showed another side of Felix, not just the idol, not just the fashion icon, but a public figure using his voice for something meaningful. And honestly, it only strengthened his image. Brands love influence, but they also love authenticity, and Felix has always had that rare ability to feel genuine, even while standing in the center of global fame. Then came 2025, and this is where things started getting crazy. One by one, new partnerships started appearing. First came the bubble tea empire. Felix was named Global Ambassador for Gongcha, one of the world's largest tea chains. The campaign instantly went viral. Fans began visiting stores just to try the drinks associated with Felix. Some locations even reported selling cups at a speed of several per minute during the promotion period. Suddenly, buying bubble tea became a fan ritual. Next came luxury eyewear. Felix joined forces with Gentle Monster, a brand famous for its futuristic and artistic eyewear designs. The visuals from that collaboration? Absolutely insane. Fans on X started calling him a walking fashion editorial. Then the beauty industry stepped in. Felix was announced as a global ambassador for the Korean luxury beauty brand Hera, becoming the first male global ambassador in the brand's history. Yes, you heard that right. First male ambassador. That alone became a major headline across K-pop media, because traditionally, beauty campaigns like this were dominated by actresses or female idols. Felix breaking that barrier showed just how powerful his image had become. But the ambassador list did not stop there. Fashion and lifestyle brand Tambourines brought Felix into their creative campaigns. Street fashion label Adisu also collaborated with him as a global ambassador. Suddenly, fans started noticing something hilarious. Felix seemed to be everywhere. Luxury, beauty, food, lifestyle, even diplomacy. The internet started making jokes. One viral tweet said Felix is collecting ambassadorships like Pokemon cards. Another fan joked that brands were lining up outside the JYB building with contracts. But behind the humor, the numbers were real, and the industry was paying attention. Because by this point, Felix had already surpassed most fourth-generation male idols in terms of brand partnerships. Still, the biggest surprise was yet to come. Fast forward to 2026. While fans were still busy celebrating his previous deals, another announcement quietly appeared online. Felix had been selected as an honorary ambassador by the Embassy of France in Korea to represent cultural relations between South Korea and France. For longtime fans, this felt poetic, because Felix's relationship with French fashion had already become iconic through Louis Vuitton. Now he was literally helping represent cultural diplomacy between the two countries. Talk about a full circle moment. And just when people thought the list was finally complete, another brand stepped in. Sportswear giant Adidas officially partnered with Felix as an ambassador, sending fans into absolute meltdown across social media. The timeline exploded. Trending hashtags appeared within minutes. Fans began sharing edits, memes, and fashion predictions for future campaigns. At this point, even casual K-pop followers were saying the thing. How many ambassadorships does Felix actually have now? The answer shocked everyone. 11, across 12 brands and organizations, which officially extended his record as the fourth-generation male idol with the most ambassadorships. And honestly, when you step back and look at the bigger picture, it makes sense. Felix has the rare combination brands dream about: global popularity, distinct visuals, a recognizable voice, authentic personality, and most importantly, a fan base that moves markets. If Felix drinks a bubble tea, fans want that bubble tea. If Felix wears sunglasses, fans want those sunglasses. If Felix posts a single campaign photo, the internet turns it into a viral moment within hours. This is what marketers call influence, and Felix has it in massive amounts. Fans on X started celebrating the milestone with trending posts and edits of his ambassador moments. Some stays proudly called him the ambassador king of fourth-generation K-pop. Others jokingly begged him to slow down so their wallets could survive the constant merchandise releases. One viral comment summed up the mood perfectly. Felix is not collecting ambassadorships. Ambassadorships are collecting Felix. But perhaps the most inspiring part of this story is where it all started. Because long before the brand deals, before the luxury shows, before the viral campaigns, Felix was just a trainee trying to prove he deserved a place in Stray Kids. Many fans still remember the emotional moment during the survival show when Felix was temporarily eliminated. It was heartbreaking, but that moment also became the beginning of his legend. Because when he returned, he came back stronger, more determined, more confident. And now, years later, he stands as one of the most influential idols of his generation. From survival show tears to global ambassador records, that journey alone feels like a K-drama script. And the story is far from over, because if the past few years have shown us anything, it is that Felix's influence is still growing. New campaigns keep appearing, new industries keep calling, and every time fans think the list is complete, another brand suddenly announces a collaboration. So now the question is bigger than ever. What comes next? Will Felix break his record again? Could we see him become the most endorsed male idol across all generations? Or maybe even expand into acting, producing, or global cultural campaigns beyond K-pop? One thing is certain, the world is watching. And wherever Felix goes next, millions of fans will be right there with him. Now we want to hear from you. Which Felix ambassador campaign is your favorite so far? Which brand do you think should work with him next? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's talk about it together. And if you enjoyed this story about Felix's incredible rise in the global brand world, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next K-pop story. Because in the world of K-pop, history is being written every single day. And sometimes that history has freckles, sunshine energy, and a voice deeper than the ocean. His name is Felix.